your clients that you were helping get into the rental arbitrage setup, what kind of the mistakes that you're seeing your clients make when they get into to these
that's a good
units?
question.
Yeah.
They scale too fast.
Scale too fast.
Sometimes before one unit is even filled, they want another. I'm like, well, take your time. Even with mentorship, even on my end where I'm assisting you, you're going to realize that there's some things that may or may not work for you. There's plenty of time to scale. There's no FOMO. There's going to be properties. Understand your systems.
Yeah.
Work out your kinks a little bit, and then segue into other units.
Yeah, I think another thing the internet has done to us is, make it seem as though you can make a lot of money in a short period of time. And if you're able to scale to 3, 4, 5, 6 units in a short period of time, there's your freedom number.
Yeah.
Now I can, quit my 9 to 5.
I understand the entrepreneurial spirit.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We both do because we're entrepreneurs.
Yes.
I'm also speaking as one of those people that scale too soon.
Yeah.
I'm saying it from a perspective of this is what I did. Don't do what I did.
Right. Welcome to another episode of the Coliving Investing Podcast. I am your host, Ashley Jeffers, and I am excited about this conversation. Have a very special guest with us on this episode. Meet Carolyn Clarke. Carolyn, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Ashley. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you. Carolyn has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to so many different things. I am excited to kind of delve into one unique aspect of your of your business and what you do, but I'm gonna hold off on that for just a moment. I want to start with your journey into real estate investing. Where did you start? Like, why did you start? What was your first real estate investing transaction?
So let's take it back a couple of years.
Okay.
Right? So right a little before COVID, I was working in banking up until recently. And I actually listened to a podcast where a young lady was talking about short-term rentals.
Okay.
And I'm like, that sounds interesting. So I'm a researcher. So once I started researching a little bit, I'm like, well, that's something I could do with a 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
Let me kind of see what that looks like. So I did. And that's how I got into short-term rentals. I was like maybe 2019.
Okay.
And then, when COVID hit. So that caused a little bit of a downward spiral, so to speak.
Like
as far as people traveling.
Okay.
So I had always been interested in real estate as far as like fixing and flipping, BRRRR strategy, but I just wasn't sure which lane I belonged in.
Yeah.
So I started getting more into fix and flips. And then I had purchased my first property in Baltimore.
Okay.
And my second one in Baltimore. The first one I just kind of wholesaled.
Okay.
And got out. The second one I fixed up and sold.
This is while you were living here in Charlotte?
In Charlotte. Yeah.
Okay.
And I moved to Charlotte in 2018.
You did a fix and flip from
Yes.
another state.
I don't suggest.
Do tell.
I don't suggest anyone do it, especially without a team, in a difficult market. Baltimore's a difficult market.
How'd you find the deal?
I found it through a wholesaler.
Okay.
And then everything was online pretty much because it was during COVID.
Yeah.
That's another thing, it was during COVID.
Yeah.
So it's like I couldn't hop on a plane and go down when I wanted to.
Nope.
So it was like a 5.5-hour drive.
Did you make that drive?
Yeah, I did.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. Wow. Multiple times. Yeah. So after that, I decided when I sold it, I said, I think I'm going to stay in Charlotte.
Probably a good call.
Yeah.
Probably a good decision to make because I can only imagine the drives alone. Like, how much time out of your life were you on the road behind one property?
I just do things and I'm like, ooh. And I did all the research, I had contractors, but, and some real estate people. But it's different when you can't go 20 minutes away.
Right.
Right. And for my first one, I think I might have, if I had to do it over again, I probably would have stayed more local. But every lesson is a learning lesson. It's a teaching moment.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
And you get to hold on to those lessons to this day.
Yes.
And reflect
absolutely
on that experience.
Yes.
To know what not to do.
Absolutely.
Today.
I wouldn't suggest it.
Wow. One of the toughest markets in
it's a tough market.
Another state.
Yeah.
It must have been a heck of a deal. Like
it was but contractors
ate up all your profit margin, I'm assuming.
So the first one I wholesale because it was just going to be too much.
Yeah.
The second one, it ended up still being a good deal, but it could have been a better deal with different contractors.
Yeah.
But, that's a part of real estate.
It really is.
So when people say to me, oh, I want to fix and flip, I'm like, you sure?
You sure you want to do that?
You sure? Do you want to burr? Maybe buy and hold in like a lesser market than Charlotte, like maybe a Cleveland or Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. The problem is HGTV.
Yes.
Has people thinking that
and social
fix
media.
And flip is the way to go.
And social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nothing like HGTV.
Right.
And I'm
it's
sure
the wildest thing.
It's nothing like HGTV.
But you can't tell people that until they experience it themselves.
And once you do, then you have to decide, do I want to not exit real estate, but do I want to change direction? Because there's so many different avenues in real estate.
Yeah, that is a good thing about it.
It doesn't have to be just a fix and flip.
That's right.
There's so many different things.
So we're in 2019. We start with short-term rentals.
Short-term rentals.
And then we dabbled a little bit into out-of-state fix and flips.
And I was still doing the rentals when I was doing the fix and flips.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned that part.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I had a 9-to-5 in banking.
Yeah.
I was doing short-term rentals. So by then I had 4. And I was doing fix and flips.
And you was doing fix and flips because you just didn't.
Because I just.
You were bored.
So
you didn't have enough to do.
I'm so excited. I'm so excessive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was busy.
I bet.
Yeah.
Probably stretched too thin.
Yes, absolutely. And systems weren't as how they are now.
Right.
AI wasn't how it is now.
Not a thing at all back then.
So yeah.
So coming out of a time where you are balancing so much, what was the next? I'm afraid to ask. So what was the next step?
Into Charlotte instead of out of state. So I started fixing and flipping in Charlotte, which was going well.
That helped.
Until the economy changed.
What year was this?
Right after COVID. So that's like 23?
23?
Was that 23 when I blocked it out? When
trauma, you usually do that, when there's trauma, you just try to forget about it.
The interest rates spiked. So it went from like 2.5 to like 8.
Yeah, overnight.
Yes.
It seemed like. Yeah.
It seemed like overnight, but it was kind of coming, right?
Yeah.
But it did. When it did come, it happened really quick, rapidly.
And that impacted the fix and flip deals you had going at the time?
Yeah.
So that blew.
And I'm a fighter.
Yeah?
So sometimes in life, you got to know when to fold them. Everybody out there, don't be afraid. Fold them. You're not a failure, right?
You're a lifelong learner.
You're a lifelong learner. Everything is a learning lesson.
100%.
So, yeah.
Because whatever fix and flip deals you had going on, they started off with a set of numbers. Because you were a researcher. I was a researcher. And you did your analysis and your homework.
And it was good.
I'm sure it was good.
Oh, it was good.
I mean, solid numbers, solid good. Research. I mean, look great on that spreadsheet. Yeah. But then in real life, real life happens, right? Beyond your control.
They say you wanna make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Yeah.
He was laughing.
He was laughing hard, probably, because he was like, she don't even know these interest rates is about to do. Did you make it out unscathed, or did you?
I made it out.
You were able to sell them?
I sold them.
Sold them.
Yeah.
Yeah. To get out of them, not necessarily for profit, but you got out of them.
And I'm, I give the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And the ugly.
Yeah.
Because people need to know.
Sure.
There's good, bad, and ugly in this business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it got pretty ugly. But then it went back to, it stabilized.
So I'm guessing fast forward to this year, you don't have any fix and flip.
No,
fix and flip projects going on right now. I was confident in that guess that you're probably not doing that right now.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
And I think I'll change lanes. I'm not necessarily in the fix and flip world because, also with fix and flips, they say for every 2 or 3, you're supposed to hold one.
Yeah, keep one.
So right now I'm more into, which we're going to talk about, the co-living space.
For sure.
So even when I purchase, because my next step will probably be purchasing at some point.
Yeah.
Then I'll kind of create that portfolio more so than a flip, and then the flip will just be something you do on the side.
Yeah. Flip would be something you take the cash and just add it to your reserves and have it sitting there.
Do that exchange and just rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So fast forward to today. Tell us about your current business model.
So currently I do co-living. So I segued out of short-term rentals and I'm 100% into co-living.
Why did you do that?
Short-term rentals started to change a bit. There were so many ordinances and so many permit regulations that it just became a little bit more challenging. And then I realized that I wanted more semi-absentee, never passive, because I don't think business is passive at all.
Right.
But a little bit semi-absentee. And I just wouldn't be able to get that with short-term
With short terms. Very demanding.
Very demanding. And I wanted more consistency. So each month there wasn't this huge fluctuation from going from like maybe $3,000 a month in profit to 500.
Whew.
You know what I mean? And it happens.
It does. And that's
it's kind of like the pick me.
Yeah.
You know? And then it started to become a little bit more saturated. Or I like to use competitive.
Yeah.
Because some markets are saturated, but some markets are just competitive. I find Charlotte to be a competitive market.
Yeah.
Not as much saturated. Others might disagree. So I wanted to segue into short term. And I used to have a arbitrage agency where more so we just found properties for folks that were looking to leverage existing homes. So it could be
investors that were looking for properties for the purpose of short-term rental.
So because of that, and that's pretty much arbitrage, like leveraging a property that already exists, whether it's a property management, community complex, or landlord ownership, and leveraging it for your business model, whatever that may look like. It could be co-living, it could be group homes, it could be short-term rentals. So I did that for about 3 years.
Okay.
And I was more so focused on that space and acquiring clients and assisting them with negotiations and arbitrage deals and things of that nature. And then at the same time, I was segueing into co-living. So I was doing both of those at the same time and working in banking.
Do you still work in banking
today?
I
do not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I kind of took a hiatus around that time period. So now I'm fully immersed in co-living. And that's kind of my baby.
Okay.
That's where I am. But I have a different take on it, as you mentioned.
Yes.
I'm more so arbitrage, right? So it's renting versus ownership or creative finance and anything of that nature. So right now my portfolio is rentals.
Okay. Your own portfolio
My own
that you're
portfolio.
building. And then you're also helping others get into properties for the purpose of arbitrage.
Correct.
Rental arbitrage.
Yes.
For co-living. So,
well, I do it for co-living, short-term, whatever it is that they need
so
it for.
you still do the short-term.
So for acquisitions, for clients, yes. Not for myself.
Okay.
So for any type of business model that they have that they're looking for acquisitions for.
Got you. So when you are helping someone find a unit or a property for the rental arbitrage purpose, co-living rental arbitrage purpose, talk to me about how you go about creating these opportunities. Like, are you cold calling landlords and say, hey, this is what I do. Can I add you to the list of, properties that, we could potentially get in front of someone else that might want to use your property for rental arbitrage? Like, how does that even work?
That's such a good question. It's like I do it so much now that I even it comes kind of naturally.
You got to tell us. It's a very unique business model.
Yes, for folks out there that are looking to arbitrage, it's more so finding the right property, right? Of course, running your numbers, making sure that it makes sense before you even reach out to the landlord.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's presenting your case, but in a friendly way.
Yeah.
Because most owners and landlords, that's either their first property, so they still have an emotional attachment. Or they just want to know that whomever is going to be in that property is going to take care of it way they would.
Right.
Now, there's some business models that are a little bit higher risk than others that some landlords, some, not all, will shy away from.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you have insurance, if you have like a set plan for that property, you can negotiate, especially depending on how long it's been on the market.
Yeah.
You can negotiate. You can build a certain rapport and trust with them. Mm-hmm. You might have to speak to them a few times before they even decide that they want to move forward with working with you, right? Because that's essentially what you're doing. You're partnering together.
Yeah.
And then from there, you just set up your business model.
Yeah.
You negotiate what you can. Mm-hmm. You build a rapport with the owner or the property management, and then you run your business from there.
Yeah. So this is one of the things that I do teach my students as a way to get into room rentals. If you are new to real estate and have never owned property before, but you're interested in the room rental business model, rental arbitrage is a good, probably safer way to start. Number one, it's lower cost than buying a property. Number two, it gives you an opportunity to see if you even like this business model before you commit to ownership.
Yeah.
And you can get into rentals faster than you can get into finding that right property to buy. So shameless plug. I do have the Room Rental Profit System, which is my online course mentorship program. As part of my mentorship program, Carolyn is one of my partners. And so as part of the mentorship program, when my students come in, they get the first property on us. Like Carolyn goes out and finds their first unit for them. It's a rental arbitrage situation, as mentioned. And so it's not something that they own. It's not something that they have to put up thousands and thousands of dollars to get into. Carolyn is actually finding some properties that are already furnished. She's finding properties that are already occupied. Like there are occupants in the rooms. And so this has been an amazing partnership so far. And so glad to have you a part of the team.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad as well. It's to kind of expand on that, right? On the rental arbitrage part. I tell people you can look at it as if you decide that the market you're in isn't a fit. Or if you decide that, this just isn't for me. I thought it would have been different, but it's not, a fit for what it is where I see my future headed.
Right.
Then it's as simple as a 2-day or a 60-day notice. Right?
To get
Depending
out.
on what your lease contract says.
Right.
To get out versus trying to put a home on the market, especially if that home has now been divided into certain rooms. Now you have to find an investor.
Yeah.
That has a similar model as you to sell it to, right? Because it's not going to be the average home for an average family.
Right.
A lot of my clients scale. So they start in arbitrage, but don't necessarily pigeonhole themselves to arbitrage.
As you should not.
As you shouldn't. So they might have a diverse portfolio, some mixed properties, ownership and arbitrage.
Yeah.
But most of them will start with arbitrage and then segue into owning, build up scale, build up their income and their capital, and then segue into purchasing.
So you're finding units that are single family homes, townhomes, condos, apartment units. Are you making this work with apartment units?
Yes, for short-term rentals.
Okay,
short-term and midterm.
Gotcha.
Not
room rentals out of an apartment unit.
Room rentals.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you just more times than not, especially in Charlotte's market, the rent might be too high for like a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment rental.
Right. No way to profit from that.
Yeah. So your profit margins are thinner.
Yeah.
But if it makes sense, and whatever that number is that you want to walk away with, your net profit, you kind of just work backwards from there.
Yeah.
You do your calculations, right? When you run your numbers.
And you're positioning your clients to make between $500 and $1,000 cash flow per door.
Correct.
Not room door. We mean per property.
Per property. Yes.
Because if you can't net $500 from the property, it's not worth the effort.
It's not.
So
it's
we
not.
definitely, when we talked about that, we definitely agreed on that. Like,
And I like to manage expectations.
Yeah.
Like the cash flow comes from scaling. So if you're looking at let's say one unit gives you $800.
Yeah.
By one unit, one property gives you $800. Depending on what your mindset is, that 800 might seem low, right? Some people,
That's wild.
800 is low, right? Especially if they're transitioning from short term to co-living.
Okay,
right?
That's fair.
Then for them, it's like, and then if they're new in the industry, also, I find those two are the main ones where they see like an 800 as, a little low.
As low. That's a good point. Pause right there, because I am from a world of traditional rentals where I was only cash flowing $250 a month after expenses. Yeah, so to go from $250 to be able to go from that to 800,
right?
That's amazing.
Yeah,
like that's where I'm trying to take my students within my program is to, hey, traditional rentals get you $250, $300 a door. You can do 2x times, sometimes 3 times more from room rental properties. Yeah. But I understand, and so I understand what you're saying, that someone coming from the short-term rental world may not see 800 as a lot, but from this angle, coming from traditional rentals to the room rental business model, that's a come up. Yeah. It's amazing.
Even for me, I'm coming from short-term rental.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to kind of restructure. When I restructured my business, I also had to restructure my mindset.
Your perspective on things, yeah.
I'm like, do I want consistent 800 and I could scale? So let's say I have 10 units, 800, giving me $800 a month, let's just say.
Yeah.
Then that's where your revenue comes in that could replace your 9 to 5.
Yeah,
it's
for
about
sure.
Scaling, whatever that number is for you as the investor. But I like consistency.
Yeah.
So when I know, unlike STR, you never really know from month to month what your calendar is going to look like.
And then you
what
do
your
have
reservations are going to look like.
And then depending on where your property is located, you might just have some seasons where...
And it's always low season.
It's low season.
Yes.
And that's just the way it is for that market.
Real estate has a low season, much less, the short-term rental market. Yeah. So I know, okay, if I have 3 or 4 folks in here at 6 to 12 months at a time and they're renewing, then that's 6 to 12 months that I know I'm getting consistent income. Yes. I even know when to market. Yes. Because I know that, okay, they're coming up on 45 days out or 60 days out. I start marketing.
Yep.
And I never really stopped marketing. I may lessen how much I market, but I never really stop.
You should always
have a waiting list.
Building a list. Yes,
always.
Ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my MO. Since I went into the room rental spaces, to be able to have people who are staying on average 6 to 8 months, that feels so good.
It does.
Like knowing
that's when semi-absentee comes in.
That, exactly.
Like, joy.
Exactly. And so that's on average how long my folks are staying in room rentals, and I couldn't be more content because I come from a world where with the traditional rentals, and I mentioned this on past podcast episodes, is you have a traditional rental, someone stay in the unit for say 2-3 years, and that's great. But when they move out, they left it in decent condition. They didn't tear up anything, but you still got to put in thousands of dollars in today's market, cost of today's material with today's cost of labor as high as things are. You got to do some painting and some flooring at least. Yeah. Let alone some other things that you might have to pay for to get that unit ready for the market again.
Yes.
So spending thousands of dollars on a traditional rental just wipes out your cash flow for that year, maybe 2 years. You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. And so,
God forbid they don't leave it in good condition.
Right. If they tear it up, that's really a bad day for you.
It is.
So, yeah.
I haven't had it from the traditional rentals. I've had it from the short-term rentals.
Oh, yeah.
And,
yeah, I bet they're worse than like a traditional renter. Yeah, which is tough. Wild because they're only in there for a short-term period of time.
You would think. Right?
But go crazy as if they've never lived in a house before.
And I think part of that is also because it's not theirs.
Right. They just take the liberty to treat stuff in the worst way.
Even with co-living, as you know, there's still a sense of this is my space. Yes. Even though that's a 6 to 12 months, I find that a lot of my members want to put their own touch to their space.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas with even, let's say, short-term rentals, they're coming into a space and they're knowing that in 3, 4, 5 days they're exiting it out versus 6 to 12 months.
Right.
Yeah, it's there's still mindset. A level of ownership and responsibility that goes into that.
For sure. Yeah. So you are building this business, building your own portfolio. Do you mind sharing some of the business goals you might have? Like, what's your end game here?
Sure.
Are you, because I know that we've talked, and if I remember correctly, it's on your radar to maybe move out of this country and explore other countries in a way where,
I'm a wanderer at heart.
Where you're taking in like multiple countries.
Yes.
And let's talk about a little bit about goals and stuff.
So goals wise, I am in a space right now where my co-living ROI, right, or cash flow, will fund my other businesses.
Okay.
Right. Some of that is I would like to get into healthcare,
mental health,
things of that nature.
Okay.
But still keep my co-living units, right? Still help my clients to acquire those things because that's kind of still my baby.
Yeah.
Right. But I've gotten to a place now where I can do all of those things, and still be remote and be, location independent.
Nice.
That's the plus, everyone.
Yeah.
Right. You set up your systems.
Yep.
You set up your team. And I have like core team that I can trust, especially like my cleaners.
Yes.
I love her.
Yes.
So it helps me to be able to build to the next step. And the next step is getting into other business endeavors.
Yeah.
Because, ultimately that's the goal. To travel more.
Yep.
And then to be able to still continue building out my portfolio and to segue into kind of on your space, right? This is where I come to you. On the creative financing end.
Yes, ma'am.
But for me, it's more so instead of multiple houses, it's more so like units, like apartment units, right? On my end.
Yeah.
And then seeing what that looks like.
Yep.
Yeah. And still keep my
well.
arbitrage portfolio and then work towards ownership.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So your clients that you were helping get into the rental arbitrage setup, can you talk a little bit about, as you're helping different clients transition in, what kind of the mistakes that you're seeing your clients make when they get into
that's
these
a good
units?
question.
Yeah.
They scale too fast.
They scale too fast.
Sometimes before one unit is even filled, they want another. I'm like, well, take your time. Kind of feel out the space.
Yeah.
Go through your trial and errors because no matter what, you're going to have your own individual and personal trial and errors.
Yes.
Right? Because even with mentorship, even on my end where I'm assisting you, you're going to realize that there's some things that may or may not work for you.
Right.
That may or may not work with another investor. Right? And you have to kind of understand what that looks like for you. There's plenty of time to scale. There's no FOMO. There's going to be properties. One thing that there will always be is housing. People always need a place to live.
Affordable housing for sure.
Affordable housing for sure.
Yeah.
So just take time, understand the business, understand your systems.
Yeah.
Work out your kinks a little bit, and then segue into other units.
Yeah. I think another thing the internet has done to us is, make it seem as though you can make a lot of money in a short period of time. And if you're able to scale to 3, 4, 5, 6 units in a short period of time, there's your freedom number.
Yeah.
Now I can, quit my 9 to 5. Now I can travel more and do all. No, what you're doing is creating a trap of a business where you scale too quickly. You let quality fall by the wayside. Therefore, you start losing quality tenants that are paying you on a consistent basis.
It's so funny because now you're focused on, oh my gosh, I have all these rooms I have to fill. Let me just get people in there. And that's the worst.
Just anybody. Right.
And not following your policies.
Right. Not having SOPs.
Not having
Standard
SOPs.
operating procedures. Yes. We can teach a class.
Yes,
we're going to have to teach a class. Yeah, we're going to teach a class.
Yes. And it's I understand the entrepreneurial spirit.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We both do because we're entrepreneurs.
Yes.
But sometimes you have to take a step back.
Absolutely.
And I'm also speaking as one of those people that scale too soon.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking, I'm saying it from a perspective of this is what I did. Don't do what I did.
Right. Yeah.
Be better than me.
Exactly. And so your clients have the benefit of you sharing your experience, the good and the bad.
Yeah,
so hopefully they don't run into the same pitfalls that you ran into.
There's marketing. There's still a lot that still goes into it. But once you have your units filled.
Yeah.
And that's when you have more of a semi-absentee model.
Right.
And then you can move on to the next.
Right. Well, Carolyn, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, we're going to drop the link to your website. I know you have a website. We'll drop your contact information, whatever you want us to share, whether it's email address or website. Guys, reach out to Carolyn. Like, take advantage of this unique business model where it's a rental arbitrage business where she is helping you find a unit that you can rent for the purpose of room rentals. Now, if you're in my mentorship program, her services are included. But if you're not in my mentorship program, you will have to pay. But it's well worth whatever Carolyn is charging, because she's giving you not only the benefit of renting something and not having to buy it, to let you experience it a little bit, to understand if this is something that you want to do long term. But she's also a wealth of knowledge. You know, we talked about how, you know, as entrepreneurs, real estate investors, that mistakes are going to be made, for better or for worse.
Absolutely.
But we have learned from our mistakes. We have learned from our experiences, and we are passing that along to the folks that are in my mentorship program, and to your clients. You're passing along, you know, that wisdom that I know saves people time, effort, and energy if they just listen.
Absolutely. And we do everything. We do everything from finding the property to negotiating concessions, helping with the lease agreements, you know, onboarding you to the property. So there's a lot more involved than just, we're going to give you a couple of leads and then you call them and qualify them.
Right.
We qualify for you.
Right. Your business is way bigger than that and does so much for your clients. I've witnessed it firsthand. Amazing business, amazing what you do and what you bring to the table. So, your phone's going to start blowing up once people see what you do. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And that's all we got for this episode, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
All right.